UFP, the United Federation of Podcasts.
Engage.
78 years have passed since the days of the original USS Enterprise. Now a new Galaxy starship has been designed.
Transporter Chief, beam our listeners aboard. Welcome to Galaxy Class, a Star Trek Next Generation podcast on the BQN network. Yes, we have to update that, listeners. I am, this week, the Boothby Avatar, Joe Keegan, and joined with me is Diplomatic Standard Bearer, Kevin Scarf. Kevin,
hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I'm doing all right.
Yes.
Recovered from COVID. I had COVID last week.
Oh, yeah.
Which put the kibosh on our show. We had to cancel 4 performances because over half the cast got COVID. So that you can't do a show when your cast has COVID.
No. Yeah, you don't want to cough and splutter all over the audience. That's generally.
But we're back and things are good now. So.
And you're feeling well? Yeah.
Better. Yeah. Much better.
Cool. Excellent.
And you, sir, what are you doing? I'm assuming as a Boothby Avatar, you're doing a lot of gardening. Is this correct?
Yes, the weather's been relatively nice here, so taking the opportunity to tidy up the back garden after winter and plant things and do a lot of weeding.
Nice.
So making it nice for summer, and that'll be good.
I have to get out into my yard. I haven't touched it yet. I haven't raked up the leaves that fell last fall. But we have a thing here called No Mow May. You don't touch your lawn for the entire month of May so that the bees can replenish. So I'm using that as my excuse for not having touched my lawn.
There's a thing we have here, not related to bees, but it's never cast a clue until May is out. Which means that I suppose historically there's a risk of frost up until the end of May.
Oh yeah,
just given our weather. So the clue, I suppose, would be some kind of fabric, kind of cloche that you would cover your plants up with to protect them from the frost. So to cast the clue would be to discard your weather protection for your plants. So yeah, because over the last year or so, we've lost 4 fuchsia plants, and I'm determined to have there's this wee kind of balustrade thing before our conservatory, and I'm determined to have it covered with big fuchsia bushes covered in pink and white flowers. That's my vision. But 4 of them have died during the frosts, so we bought 2 more today, and I'm going to save them.
Yeah, I just need to get out and tidy things up and get things ready for summer.
And it's amazing when you garden, just a little bit of tidy up, how much nicer things can look. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, get that done and send us pictures, please.
I will.
Logs accessed.
So, listeners, you have been remiss in your duties and not left any feedback. I realise the episode only dropped yesterday, but you should have listened. You should listen immediately and leave us feedback right after that. So please do so, because there's no feedback this week.
It's all good.
Yeah, it's fine.
People are relaxing. It's spring.
And people are busy. Yeah. But get it done.
This is the captain. Senior officers will report to my ready room immediately.
We're just going to talk about random stuff. We've done it before in the past, and I think you guys liked it.
Didn't you have a special name for this last time?
Did we?
Was it Tombola? Wasn't this the Tombola?
It's Tombola. I totally forgot about that. Oh, I'm aging quickly. Tombola Topics Part 2. This is. And it's quite good, so we're just going to randomly talk about random stuff. Kevin, do you want to go first?
Sure. I have 3 topics that are all sort of tied together. When you just said that we were going to do random topics, I thought, what can we do? And so listeners know that I'm in a musical right now, which is all about the performing arts. So I thought, well, why don't I do 3 topics about the performing arts as they appear on the Enterprise.
Okay,
So,
Kevin, just to stop you there, you can plug your musical if you want. If there's still tickets for sale,
it will be closed by the time this episode comes out.
Oh, okay.
But it was called Disaster, the musical, and it's a very fun 70s inspired musical. All the songs are hit pop songs from the 70s, and we're having a great time doing it. And I have 2 more performances tonight and tomorrow as we record this, but by the time this gets released, it will be closed, sadly. Oh well.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's all good.
I could have hopped on a plane and come over and seen it.
You could have. You probably wouldn't have, but you could have.
I have to go to work and stuff. But
So I thought the topics that I would cover would be dance, theater, and music, because those are the 3 things you need to do a musical. So why don't we start with dance?
okay.
So I did a quick search on Memory Alpha about these topics in dance. Dance doesn't come up quite as often as the other 2, but there are several fairly major instances of dance being important on the Enterprise.
I can think of 2 just off the top of my head.
Okay, what's your first one then?
Tap dancing, Crusher, and Data.
Yes, so
is
that
that
was from
Data's
Data's
Day?
Day.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, is there not a bit with Lily and Picard in First Contact on the holodeck when they're trying to avoid the Borg?
Oh yes, there is that too.
Dance with me, like do a kind of a waltzy
There was
thing.
a time earlier in the series though when Beverly was trying to get Picard to dance, and he's like, "No, I do not dance. He's not a dancer." But the other instances of dance, sort of as like a social event, as opposed to like a dance performance. Riker and Minuet in the holodeck. There's quite a lot of slow dancing there. That's where you find more dancing, I think, than anyplace else, is holodeck, sort of those kinds of intimate sort of events. And the other place that dance was mentioned on Next Generation was in Justice, and the Edo people. They did dance as as one of the recreational activities that are mentioned of the Edo people was dance.
Was that the young people in Wesley? They were talking about dance, like they're the Edo Sadie Hawkins equivalent.
Exactly. Yeah. So that the dance was important to those people.
Oh, I thought of another one.
Yes.
Picard. What was the movie? Insurrection. And he's been affected by the rings on the Baku planet, and he does the wee mambo. And he says to the Regent Kusar, "I believe we have a dance later." Yes,
that's true. There was another instance with Picard and dance, and it was in the episode Allegiance. Picard had been replaced on the Enterprise. Remember, he'd been taken?
Yep.
And he shows up in Beverly's quarters asking her to dance. And that's one of the reasons Beverly knew that wasn't Jean-Luc, because Jean-Luc does not dance.
That is very true. I feel like he'd be a good dancer.
I think so.
Yeah. I think we're too caught up in the idea that he's really rigid and very formal. But I think that would lend itself to like following all the rules and be quite like ballroom dancing. You have to be quite specific in your movements.
Right. Yeah, I think a lot of people just feel what's the word I'm looking for?
Self-conscious.
Self-conscious, not self-confident. Self-conscious about putting themselves out there as dancers. But when I'm in a show and there's dance, as there is in Disaster, there's some disco, there's some tap, I just tell people I dance with my eyes. It doesn't matter what my feet are doing. As long as I look like I know what I'm doing, people don't care. And if I'm in the back row.
It's all just fake it till you make it. Have the confidence. If you do it like you're enjoying it, and it doesn't really matter if it isn't good, it looks like a reasonable attempt.
Exactly. And then, of course, the biggest one, I think, is that Beverly didn't want it really known that she used to be known as the dancing doctor.
That's right.
Data found that out in Data's Day when he went to her for lessons. And he asked for tap lessons for the wedding. Yeah.
Why? I forget. I don't even know if they explain it. Why tap dancing at a wedding?
He just went to Beverly and asked for dance lessons. He never told her what the dance.
That's right. Yes.
And then it's like, oh, this is for the wedding. Well, we're going to do social dancing instead. That's different.
Well, and he couldn't see his feet.
Right. Right.
Or her feet, or somebody's feet.
Yeah. Didn't he trot on her feet?
Yeah, I think so. That's cool.
So yeah, those are the instances of dance that I found in Next Generation. What's your first random tombola topic here, Mr. Joe?
So I thought we'd go with bad decisions. Because it's been sticking with me for a while about there's one bad decision that keeps on cropping up, and it's the really, really, really bad decision. And
which one is that?
It is Picard deciding to send Sito Jaxa, lower deck officer, with where's she going? She's been like captured by a Cardassian, or yeah, she's the only Bajoran on board at this point, and as far as I'm aware, and
no, Ro would have been on the ship too. She just wasn't in that episode.
Yeah, is she there? I don't know. Yeah, so I think it's a really bad decision to send her on this mission, which ultimately caused her death, just because she's a Bajoran and they needed a Bajoran. They should have. We see so many times when they surgically alter crew members, like senior crew, to look like the aliens they need to look like. So yeah, it's bugging me that Picard decided to do this and killed her off. What are your thoughts on it? Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. Like there are probably lots of other ways he could have handled that. To send a young girl to her death, it almost looked like it almost puts Picard in a bad light, right? That because he was so upset with the way things went with Wesley and Nova Squadron, and she was all part of that. That did he send her to her death? Like, there should be an inquiry. I
reckon so. Do you know the word racism kind of pops up, like just using her because she's a specific species? I don't think it's overtly racist, but
I would think that kind of thing would happen all the time in Starfleet, though, too. Wouldn't you? Like,
yeah, you're the best person for the job kind of idea. Do your duty.
Fine line.
Another one doesn't annoy me as much, but is Data's emotion chip. It's not really a decision. It's the fact that, I suppose it's the fact that he's allowed to do everything. He's like a senior, he's like third in command of the ship. And his emotion chip gets fused to his brain, and he's allowed to continue doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
If it was anybody else, they'd be like taken off duty and kind of monitored or scanned, or at least or sent to sick bay.
Because in a way, it's a mental health crisis, right? Like, to totally change the emotional makeup of a person, that's a big deal.
And there was the scene in Generations where they're in the really cool astrometrics lab, and Data's like saying, no, I can't continue, I'm emotionally compromised, can't handle these emotions. And Picard was like, no, you're just going to have to almost man up and do what you're supposed to do. Yeah. I was like, Picard, would you? You don't know the effect it's going to have on essentially this super being who's really strong and really fast and really smart. He could go a bit nuts and just run around the ship and kill everyone. Can you think of anything that's a bad decision?
It's not a bad decision in the whole sort of arc of the show, but personally, I think Riker turning down promotions so often, that's bad decision. Like if your goal is to become a starship captain and you're offered the captaincy of several starships and you keep saying no because you want to stay here because you like the people here, I think that's a bad decision, and I'm surprised that didn't come back to bite him later. Like, by the time of Picard, we know he's a captain, right? He's not an admiral in that series, is he? Just a captain.
Is he Admiral Riker? I'm not sure. I feel like he's an admiral.
Either way, it didn't seem to affect him, but I would think that Starfleet would take a long, hard look at him after turning down 2 or 3 commissions.
Yeah, what is it? How do they weigh up his refusal or his passing him up with how good he is at the job? Obviously, he's an ideal candidate, so that's on the plus side, but he just keeps on saying no.
Yeah.
And that's a good one.
Another one to sort of, maybe it's a Starfleet bad decision, and it's like Picard had been compromised by the Borg. He'd pretty much given up every Starfleet secret to the Borg because he'd been assimilated. And then once they get him back, they just let him go back to being captain of the Enterprise, right? Like the man has been through a major, major physical, emotional, and mental trauma. And he is just, a week's leave, a roll in the mud with his brother, and he's good enough to go back to being captain of the flagship. I think there should have been a little more vetting done. Maybe there was behind the scenes and we didn't see it, but it just seemed like after the episode Family, everything was back to normal and Picard was just fine again. And so I don't. It might have been a bad decision to put Picard back in the captain's chair so quickly. Now it turns out it was fine, but
yeah. No, I agree. I think they portray through most of Star Trek these officers as almost superhuman. Because they go through the most horrific experiences. Like, I'm thinking O'Brien. How many times does O'Brien get tortured? And
even Picard gets tortured by Cardassians later in the series too, right? Like,
yeah. Gets assimilated, is responsible for killing tens of thousands of people. Then he gets tortured by the Cardassians. He's kind of tortured in a way by Q throughout the entire series.
He has the entire life cycle of a civilization implanted in his brain. These are major, major events that should really affect people psychologically.
Like if it was me, I wouldn't.
I would at least take a mental health day after assimilation.
A mental health year. Yeah, like I'm not coming in today because I've been assimilated by the Borg. I'll see you next year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, but I suppose if they did that, then we wouldn't have a TV show.
That's true.
So, yeah, they are superhuman. And I suppose 400 years in the future, they'll be augmented in a way, won't they?
Will they?
Will they?
Have you been watching Strange New Worlds?
Well,
episode 3?
No, it's not out here yet, so I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay.
No.
Then I will say no more, but there is talk of that
yeah.
In episode 3.
Spoilers. Okay, Kevin.
All right, so after dance, let's move on to theater. And this comes up more often than dance does, which is a bit surprising. But again, royalty-free, they're going to choose plays that were written from our perspective 400 years ago. So from their perspective, they're doing 800-year-old Shakespearean plays, right?
True.
So there's quite a bit of Shakespeare. Data does the Henry V scene in the holodeck with Picard watching. In Menage a Troy, Picard recites
the sonnets,
Shakespearean love sonnets to get Loxana back. In Time's Arrow, they pretend to be a Shakespearean acting troupe who's performing The Midsummer Night's Dream. There's also some other classical shows. Beverly casts Barclay as Cyrano de Bergerac in a production that she's doing.
That's the one where he gets upgraded, doesn't he?
Yes.
Name escapes me. Yeah.
And Beverly seems to be the leader of the Enterprise Community Theater. She's always trying to track down people to be in her shows. She goes after Geordi at one point to play the Major General.
I am the very model of the modern Major General, yes.
She also is a playwright. She's written a couple of plays. She cast Riker in her play Frame of Mind.
Still don't understand what happens in that entire episode.
Exactly. And there's also an episode where she spends the whole episode trying to cast people in her play called Something for Breakfast. We never see the show, but she does go to various people trying to cast the play.
That doesn't ring a bell for me at all.
Now, do you have any favorites out of that?
There's the other one where Data goes... When is it? Is it Insurrection? And they have Picard and Worf have to sing to Data to kind of distract him. 2 shuttles flying through the atmosphere. What are they singing? It's another Gilbert and Sullivan, isn't it? HMS Pinafore. Yeah, it's HMS Pinafore singing. Yeah, that's right. What else is there? I do like the Crusher and Geordi, or Beverly and Geordi, in the cargo bay doing the Major General song. And Frame of Mind is, I think it's maybe Genius, but I don't understand it. And the Barclay, the Bergerac one.
Something for Breakfast was the play Beverly was trying to cast in the episode A Fistful of Datas. She had she was trying to get the captain to play the butler. He had 2 lines.
Ah. I bet he still said no.
He did. He called it a very intriguing drama.
Oh, okay. Rings a bell now.
And then she went to call up her script on the computer, and it had temporarily been overwritten by Ode to Spot. Remember Data's
yes.
brain was over the computer in that episode.
That's right. Cool.
I would like to see the captain play a butler. I think that could have been very fun.
But he's like his character from Tapestry. Now when he's in the blue science outfit in Q, he's died and he goes to Q heaven. But he's really, as a butler, he's kind of really timid and shy. But have you seen Downton Abbey?
I love Downton Abbey.
I love Downton Abbey also. It's a guilty pleasure. Mr. Molesley. Mm-hmm. Picard playing a Mr. Molesley type character.
That would be funny. Yeah.
Really kind of nervous and unassuming. Have you seen the new movie?
Not yet.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
Get to the movie.
I laughed and laughed and laughed. It's just... I know historically it's probably really inaccurate because the lords and ladies probably didn't treat their staff very well in a lot of cases. But yeah, it's just hilarious. Maggie Smith's in it, so it's always good. Let's get back to it. I would like to talk about starship design.
Okay.
Yeah, so Star Trek is kind of famous for its iconic starship design, in that you have some kind of saucer section, some kind of big dish at the front, attached to a kind of roughly cylindrical hull section below that and to the back, and then you've got some pylons, some cocktail sticks sticking out of that, and then you've got big long tubes which are the warp engines or the warp nacelles. So yeah, that's the kind of typical, everybody knows, listeners, you all know what I'm talking about, in the kind of rough shape. Those infinite variations that we see through kind of every episode of Star Trek that there's ever been. And I like the design. It makes sense in a lot of aspects. Like the warp nacelles. If you're going to produce a giant subspace field that's powerful enough to warp space, you kind of want them to be away from the ship so they don't warp the crew and turn everybody into kind of human jelly. One thing that really bugs me is the bridge is always like right at the top of the saucer section. Why? Like one good shot from a photon torpedo and like your entire bridge crew is gone. Your command and control center is wiped out.
There is one major exception to that in all of Star Trek, and is it the Shenzhou?
Yes.
It has the bridge on the bottom.
That's right. Because the Shenzhou was designed as a planetary survey vessel. So if you're in orbit, you kind of want to be looking down at the planet you're surveying. I think that makes sense that way. Yeah, I think the whole bridge on the top is maybe a hangover to naval vessels. Right. Where you'd have the bridge way up so you could see all around the sea. Yeah.
And if it was all windows and you were just looking out into space, then I could see maybe having it there. But it's not, right? The bridge is a giant view screen all around you. So there's no reason that couldn't be anywhere in the ship.
Yeah, I would have it deep down, like in the bunkers and the bowels of the ship, super protected. So, like, if the ship was getting hammered and like the hull had been blown off, if the hull's blown off, then the bridge is gone. So your ship's dead. Keep your main crew as safe as possible, so they can keep fighting.
So what would you put on the top of the ship instead? Like a 10 forward type bar right on the top of the ship?
Oh, yeah, like a restaurant, like with a dome.
A revolving restaurant that gives
That'd be cool, yeah. Or what is in
an
Discovery?
Or something?
Yeah, Discovery, now there's that ship which looks like a giant forest. Yeah, something like that. Like, or just an observation dome with, like, it's big enough you could have like an arboretum, you could have like restaurants and cafes, kind of Paris in summer, early evening, a stroll through the park, buy a croissant from the wee croissant vendor that lives on the ship because he bakes them fresh in his quarters.
Put some hologram technology in there so that you can change the atmosphere as you wish. You know, it could be one day it could be Parisian, it could be a New York street, or a Brazilian rainforest or something.
That I don't know why they didn't do this. I feel like we have to contact somebody in charge.
But you're right. Pretty much, you think of a Star Trek ship and you think of that design, right? Saucer in the front, two nacelles at the back. I like that they play with that to format a bit. Especially on Discovery, now that the nacelles don't even attach to the rest of the ship, they're sort of free floating, molded by. That's cool. Or the Defiant, which is just a little saucer with nacelles attached right to it because it's built for something different.
Yeah, it's like they've taken all the features of a Starfleet vessel and just kind of compressed, like a lump of dough, and just compressed it into a spaceship. With everything that's still there, but it's just all in the one back.
Yeah, I like that they say, like, what is the purpose of this ship, and then they just change the configuration to suit the needs of the ship.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of cool.
I didn't. Do you know what? When I first saw it, I didn't like Voyager. The design of Voyager,
because it wasn't really round at the front, or
it looks like a giant upside down spoon.
Kind of does.
So, but do you know what? I love it now. It's kind of grown on me. So yeah, after how many decades? Yeah, things will do
and
that.
when I first saw the Enterprise D, it just looked top heavy, right? It just
like it's going to kind of sink into the sea. Yeah,
right. Like it shouldn't hold. It shouldn't hold up.
Yeah, true. Although my favourite starship design doesn't have a saucer, and it's the Danube class runabout.
Oh,
I love it. If I was to have a starship, that would be it.
What is it about the runabout that you like?
I think if I was to be on a ship, just a wee runabout for me just to fly about space, I'm not going to be able to handle a big giant starship on my own. I would need crew, and then I'd have to kind of look up, be in command and have responsibilities. But a runabout, you can do that on your own.
That's true.
Yeah, and you can I could just go fly to the moon, go visit people on Mars, go to Risa for the weekend. Be a good shout. But like having a wee camper van on Earth, or like an RV, what do you guys call them, like Winnebagos, that kind of thing, just single person, put the dogs in. And they're not small. They're big. Like they run about 30 meters long or something. 20. It's a big. Yeah, it's a big ship. Even the Defiant's not that small. I think the Defiant's 120 meters long, which is
smaller than the Enterprise, but it's still a big.
Yeah, it's like think of a football field.
Yeah,
the diagonal of a football field is roughly 100 meters.
Yeah,
so that's big. That's like a shopping mall. Anyways, that is starship design. Love it, with the exception of the bridge location.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. So let's talk about music, but not in the way that Joe wants to talk about music on a whole episode. I just wanted to talk about people on the Enterprise who play music.
It's a lot of them.
We don't have any real like crooners or singers. Like we don't see anybody do a lot of singing.
And if they did, it would be opera, wouldn't it?
Yeah, not like Uhura, who loves to sing. But we do have a lot of people. We got a really good little band here, mostly classical though.
Yeah.
With one exception, and that's Riker, who only plays jazz, because jazz is still going to be huge in the 24th century, and
and by that time, jazz will be kind of classical music, won't it?
It's true.
400 years in the past.
Yeah. So we got some jazz trombone. He can be backed up by Data, who plays classical violin. Although he could play anything, right?
Okay, just say
file.
Yeah.
But for some reason, he's chosen classical violin. He is in a string quartet with O'Brien, who plays the cello. I don't think we ever see him play cello on DS9.
I think they just forget that detail.
We don't need to see him play a cello. Mrs. O'Brien also was in a woodwind quintet. She played clarinet.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember this.
And then Picard, of course, learned how to play Ressican flute while being taken over by an entire species. So we got a nice little combo there.
True. Riker plays piano.
Yes, and so does Nella Darren.
I loved Nella Darren. Bring her back. I played piano when I was younger, so I'm classically trained in piano, and just seeing Nella Darren playing Chopin's piano trio in G minor.
On flat rolled-out.
No. When the concert that she's given, with the cello and the viola, it's just I learned that piece of music just because it was kind of special to me. I loved Star Trek, loved the piano, and they brought the two together, so it was wonderful. Riker played the piano in
the
two-parter.
There was that alien woman who was playing that
with the salt sticks.
Yes, and he showed her some jazz.
Yeah. What was that episode? Gambit, wasn't it?
Yes, Gambit.
Yeah.
I don't think any of the others play. We never saw Worf play any kind of Klingon instrument, did we?
I don't think so. I feel like Data plays something else. Did we ever see Data play woodwind? Was he in the woodwind quartet?
Was he in the woodwind quintet?
I feel like I was playing oboe or something. Yeah, Data played the oboe in a woodwind. It was a quintet, apparently. Oh, thingy, his girlfriend. It was the episode In Theory.
Oh, that's right.
Oboe, clarinet, bassoon, flute, and horn. Yeah.
An English horn? That's a woodwind, isn't it?
Is it? I'd put that in the brass section. It's like looks like a French horn.
Oh. What's a French horn doing in a woodwind quintet?
That's a very good question. Yes. One of these things does not belong. Thingy, his girlfriend played the flute, didn't she?
Yes.
Jenna DeSora. She played the flute. Keiko on the clarinet, Data on the oboe. Who played the bassoon? Some alien guy.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. And the horn was another human-looking dude who looks a bit like the Betazoid guy from Price. But the image is really grainy and small on Memory Alpha, so probably some other guy. Yeah, that covers music. Geordie doesn't play anything? Geordie, Troy, Beverly. Do you think they're...
I mean, Beverly dances and directs. She's musical. I mean, if she's going to be directing the Pirates of Penzance, then she's got to at least be somewhat musical. Well, she's a dancer too, so... Good
shout. I feel like I want to talk about this more when I do my musical series.
I think we should, yeah.
All the music that they played. Okay, so my next thing is kind of just a general topic of holodecks.
Okay.
Because I was reminded of holodecks when we went to the convention in Chicago. Do you remember those little holograms? Do you remember the random booth right at the door?
Mm-hmm.
What were they selling? Or
NFTs?
NFTs, yeah. I still don't know what an NFT is. But when you go into this booth, it looks a bit like a holodeck. But they had little holograms of, I suppose, NFT starships that you could purchase.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd be yours because they're NFTs and nobody would fund your tokens, apparently. I don't know. So yeah, holodecks, I don't think we're very far away of having something like holodeck. We've already got like VR headsets. We've got augmented reality. So I think we're getting very close to doing it. However, what would you do if you had a holodeck?
What would I do if I had a holodeck? I don't know. Anything. I would do anything. I would put myself into my favorite movies. I would travel the world without leaving my house. You know, there's so many things you could do with it.
Yeah, I would do lots of like Marvel movies. Like where I'm Iron Man, I fly around and beat up aliens.
For sure.
There'd be lots of flying involved, I think. Like Superman style, yeah.
That makes sense.
Definitely. Would it be like, I imagine it being a bit like a time machine.
Oh, sure.
I mean, where you could just go and experience whatever era.
Yeah, I would like go to the first day that Disneyland opened. I would visit, the New York World's Fair. I would, go to fun historical events.
That's a good show, actually. I would go way back, prehistory.
Ooh.
I know it would be like the further you go back, the more the computer would have to make up the details. But like dinosaurs, the impact that killed the dinosaurs, just like, or the Big Bang. Like, what would the Big Bang be like if you were just standing in space and the singularity went kaboom?
I don't think I need that much excitement, but I would like ride every roller coaster that had ever been built.
The old rickety ones.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, where is it? The worst roller coaster I've ever been on is in Houston. And it's like
I think we talked about this.
Oh wait, I think we
Bullet?
maybe it was like an old mining roller coaster styled like an old mine, like an old gold mine. And like who were the people that went to America? Like prospectors. And they make their mines and they find their gold, but like this old wooden rickety thing. And I actually thought my skeleton was going to shake out of my body. It was entirely unpleasant.
Well, you could always get the holodeck to smooth out the roughness.
Yes, double check if you're doing any crazy stuff like being in the Big Bang. Computer, double check the safeties are on. Like 200%, please. Yeah, but lots of flying, lots of historical stuff. Would you?
I'd visit the great cities of the galaxy, right? Like, I don't know what life's like on Vulcan. I would, do all the big tourist attractions on Vulcan, on Kronos and Andor. Final thoughts? Well, I think it's been fun just chatting about random things, and I think this went pretty well. So this was fun, and I would love to hear what listeners have to say if they've got other things. What are our listeners' holodeck fantasies? Don't get too graphic, but please let us know what you would do if you had a holodeck.
Mm-hmm. Don't say anything that would make us want to report you to the authorities.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've been away from podcasting for what feels like an eternity, so this was just fun to come back and talk random stuff about Trek, the show that I love. Thank you, Kevin.
Oh, my pleasure.
Incoming transmission.
We'd love to hear your thoughts on today's show and hope you'll join the Facebook group, the BQN Collective. If you were already on the Federation Council chambers, you're already there and won't have to join another group.
So until we get our BQN email address set up, if you want to send us an email, please use Joe's email address, which is joepodcasts@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at GalaxyClassPod. You can also follow us now on Instagram at BQN Podcasts.
Please hit the subscribe button on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts and leave us a star rating and written review that helps others to find the show. You can also check out other shows on BQN like All Good Things, History with the Szilagys, Mickey's Marvels, Union Federation and Infinite Diversity. So Kevin, where can people find you when you are not producing and directing the next amateur theatre on the Enterprise?
It feels like I'm always doing something theatrical. Break soon because I'm getting burnt out. But if I'm not on a stage somewhere, I am behind a mic talking to fine folks like my friends, the True North Nerds, where we talk about general geekery and nerdery, and the Stage Whispers crew, who also we talk about local live theater here in Central Ontario. So, Joe, where can people find you if you haven't taken a runabout off and flown around the galaxy in your galactic Winnebago?
Do you know what? I'd be late for work, wouldn't I?
I'd be just 4, right?
Yeah. Do you know what? Would I have to work? I've got a starship
with a replicator.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I'm not doing that, you can find me on. What's it called now? The BQN
Collective.
The Collective, that thing on Facebook, that page where everybody's at. You can email me, joepodcasts@gmail.com, or you can get me on the Twitter at joejo77uk, and you can probably find me on Instagram, which is something at joejo77uk. I use it's the same as my Twitter handle.
Priority 1 message from Starfleet coming in on secured channel.
If you'd like to help us keep all of our shows coming to you each week, you can become a patron of the network on Patreon. We're putting out more exclusive content for our patrons, like It's Green or Amy's Math Moments, that you won't want to miss. If you feel so inclined, please check out all the details at patreon.com/BQN. A huge shout out to our very own associate producer, Jim McMahon. You might have heard of him because he is the Jim McMahon that does our trivia episodes. And we are so grateful for your support, Jim. Thank you.
At this time, we would like to give props to those instrumental for launching the BQN. They're Mark White, Amy Nelson, Tony Robbins, and Ken Tripp. A huge shout out to all the hosts on the network for their enthusiasm, efficiency, and involvement in making this the best it can be. And a very special thanks to our listeners. We are very grateful for your support.
Thank you for beaming aboard the Galaxy class, and until next time...
I also don't want to be known as the Dancing Doctor.
The moon. Yes, that'll be my home, my paradise. I shall find there all the souls I love, Socrates, Galileo. And when I arrive, they will question my worthiness. What the devil is he doing there among us? Philosopher? Scientist? Poet? Musician? Duelist? Here lies Hercule Savin... Oh, I can't say that word. Savinien de Cyrano de Bergerac. I would not have you weep any less for that charming, good, and handsome Christian. I only ask this, that as the great cold surrounds my bones, you allow a double meaning for your moaning veil. And when you let fall your tears, fall for him. Some few will be for me. That's my acting done.
Bravo! Bravo!
Standing ovation.
Engage.
This has been a production of MTMR Media Works.